I'm Gerald Bentley. This is Wrestling With. Today we are on the Fired Up Network. We are brought to you by our friends at Montway Auto Transport, and we are joined by one of the most powerful men in the great sport of professional wrestling, Kratos, and he has a chance to become, I believe it would be the 94th holder all-time of the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. Three-way dance coming up at NWA 75, going up against the Thrillbilly, Silas Mason, and Odinson. Hey, Kratos, thanks for joining us here.
Yeah, thank you for having me, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, you've been involved in promotions across the world, former NWA World Tag Team title holder. What does it mean to be in this big event, one of the flagship events of the NWA, and get a chance to go for the national title?
Man, I mean, in a nutshell, it's everything, brother. It's what I trained so hard for. It's what I got into the business for initially, and just to be able to sketch my name in the history books in the NWA. It's everything I worked so hard for. It's truly everything I became a professional wrestler to be. I wanted to be in this business not to just be a wrestler. I wanted to be the guy. I wanted to be a top guy, and I wanted to be someone that's a household name. So to be able to get this opportunity with the NWA is it means everything, man. Not only as a wrestler, but just everything outside the ropes as well. You know, for family, friends, supporters, fans, everything. The ones that follow my journey from the beginning and the ones that just jumped on now. It's cool, man. It means a lot, and it's gonna happen, man. It's not if, it will. I will become the national heavyweight champion, and we'll rock with it after that. But yeah,
there you go.
That's gonna happen.
Well, listen to some of the grapplers that have held that title historically. I was just doing a little research before we had you on here. Paul Orndorff, Tommy Wildfire Rich, the living legend Larry Zybszko, Nikita Koloff, Buzz Sawyer, and of course, most recently, EC3, and he's going to be facing Tyrus for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship during the event. And I know you won the tag titles back with Aaron Stevens at NWA 73.
Correct.
Do you feel, do you guys, when you get into the event, when you're at the Chase in St. Louis, do you feel the historic nature of it? Because you take a look back, it's amazing all the events that have been held at the Chase.
Yeah, and that's one thing too, man. It's when you're there, it's just the energetic feeling that you get, you know. And I don't claim to be a historian, but I do know a lot about professional wrestling and just the guys that have walked that aisle. It even goes back to me, just even the guys that changed in the locker rooms. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, man, there was Ric Flair here, you know, all the guys that have just been in this area, and then now, you know, the little kid, as you know, the little fan comes out, and it's just like you're standing by the curtain and you're about to walk out at the Chase. It's a pretty cool feeling that you knew that your idols have once done this, you know, and now that you're here doing it and at this level, and then now able to chase gold in the NWA, it's a really, really cool feeling for me as a talent and for me as a person to understand that, you know, all the hard work is not going unseen, and it's basically coming to a head. Everything that I've dreamed of, everything that I worked for, and yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Because when we walk in there in the beginning, you know, we go to all the talent meetings, and you know, you just walk in and you see the arena empty. It's like just to feel that energy already with not one person in the seat yet. It's really, really cool, man. When you just stand in the middle of the ring and you're looking around, just taking it all in. It's like this place is about to be full of just crazy ass NWA fans. It's a really, really cool feeling, man. I love it, and that's why, I don't know, man. It does something to you, and it's when you feel that energy back from the fans, it's one hell of a rush, man. I can't get enough of it.
Well, and I think it's a unique element of the National Wrestling Alliance too, especially since
Yeah.
Billy Corgan brought it back to prominence. Never really went away, but brought it back to prominence. The small, up close, kind of intense feel you get. I mean, you're going to have about 1,000 people there. So literally every seat's a great seat. And you're seeing some really high end professional wrestling. I mean, people
Well,
like you,
100%.
people like EC3, recent guest we had on, Dak Draper. I mean, it's people that you recognize. It's people that you're going to be up close, personal with, and you're seeing them. Trevor Murdoch, Mike Knox, lots
Yeah,
of
dude.
lots of big
Those
names.
houses.
Yeah, big
Those two
guys.
guys are freaking Jesus.
Well, and you're by no person's definition are you a small man.
No, yeah, thank you very much, man. It's just go back to Trevor and Mike and just those guys. It's to pull the curtain back a little bit, those guys
Mm-hmm.
are very, very unique talents, as far as, obviously size but just their mind and the way they approach professional wrestling. And that's not only them, but that's what I love about, Billy Corgan. It's just the way he approaches professional wrestling. It's very different. It's extremely passionate, and it's something that I can truly get behind and love to be a part of. Those guys are obviously monsters and, generals in the ring, but just the whole approach on the outside part of it is it's something great to be a part of, and it's obviously, you could tell, because now it's really, really gaining traction and gaining
Mm-hmm.
momentum, and it's something that's not going to stop. We're only going to get bigger and better, and I think we have the talent to do that, and we obviously have the right guy in the driver's seat. So it's great to just see it just continuously grow, man, at every event, social media, traction, just people talking about it. I'm getting stopped now, which is always humbling and cool.
Sure.
It's like, it's awesome, man. And it's only going to get better when I'm the champ. So,
Yeah. Well, hey, let's talk a little bit about the two guys that you're going to be in the ring with, the Thrillbilly, Silas Mason, and Odinson, who I know you've had some run-ins in the past with Odinson. This is another match. Big, powerful guys going at it. Going to see some intense, kind of old school pro wrestling going.
oh, absolutely, man. No easy way to put it, man. We're going to beat the shit out of each other, and it's, Odinson and I were tag team partners in the Crockett Cup. So that was awesome. We gained a lot of momentum with that. I think the fans took a great, great liking to us. And, Odinson, I can't really sit here and talk anything bad about the guy. He's obviously a house within himself. He's built he looks like $1,000,000, and he moves
Mm-hmm.
athletically and he does things that are, again, very unique. But unfortunately, when I was so close and I had the best seat in the house and I was his tag team partner on the apron, I did see a couple weaknesses. I did see a couple things in his game that people can capitalize on, and I talked to him about that. And unfortunately, we came up short in the Crockett Cup, and now it's just my time to capitalize on the things that I saw weaknesses in, and I will do that. And as far as Thrillbilly, I like to call him No Skill Bill. It's to me, the guy is. There's no easy way to put it, man, and no one is short of the fact to know that I'm not fond of the guy. I don't like him. He is big. He does do things that are very powerful. He is a big man, huge, and he's very strong. I can admit, I'm man enough to say, when I was in the ring with him, I've never been thrown around like that by any other man, and he picked me up and threw me around. So, the guy's huge. He's strong, but again, I'm just a all around better wrestler than him. I'm very more physical. No one can match me power, speed, and when it comes on August 26th in St. Louis, fans are going to get their money's worth, but I'll be the last one standing, and I will be the NWA National Heavyweight Champion, 100%.
Well, you got to believe, right? Because if you don't believe, there's definitely not a chance
Yeah.
to pull it off.
Right.
So, what was it that brought you to the NWA when it kicked back off? And you've been involved now for a few years, and you've wrestled around the world. Big star in Japan.
Thank
So
you.
this is
Yes. What's funny, I met Aaron Stevens probably, I would say, roughly about 8 months before I got the call from him. And when we initially met, again, that's a guy that, if I could pull the curtain back a little bit, is just extremely knowledgeable about wrestling, man. That guy is definitely one of the greatest minds in professional wrestling. And I was just talking to him, man, and we were on the same, at the time he was running like the promos and stuff for Marquez, and I just met him during a booking, and we kicked it off, man. And he was again giving me his knowledge, and I of course listened. And then 6 months later, he gave me a call and he said, I need your help, man. We need to take these belts off of. At the time was Eli Drake and James Storm, and I ran with it. I said, absolutely. And that night we won the NWA tag team titles, and we ran with that for a while. And just to be under his knowledge of Umbrella, man, I elevated every time I wrestled with him. And it was great, man. I was just, it's one of those things where I could just say I was at the right place at the right time, and I fit the bill for what Aaron wanted and what the NWA wanted. And it just kind of like one of those things where I just answered the call and it fell on my lap, and we ran with it and had a great, great time, and now here's a chance again where I've been with the NWA, and now I get to do it on my own. So I'm very, very excited, man. And then to do it at the Chase and to be able to do it at there, it's very, very huge for me because of the history behind that place. And again, man, I'm in there with two studs. So for me to just sit here and trash talk, it's okay. It's what I'm supposed to do, I guess. But
sure.
It's just going to be three very talented guys going for something very, very historical, and I'm going to be the last one standing. So,
and as a dealer, you spend a lot of time buying cars at auction. If you're using Edge Pipeline to manage your purchases, then this is big news. Montway Auto Transport is partnered with Auction Edge to add a transportation option onto Edge Pipeline. Now dealers can manage their auction buys and book transportation with just one click right in the Edge Pipeline platform. As a nationwide leader in auto transport, Montway understands a dealer's need for speed and efficiency and can arrange single or multi-vehicle moves from auction to any lot in the country. With Montway's technology, dealers can gain full transit visibility and tracking after an order has been booked, making it much easier to manage inventory. Buy, ship, and track all in Edge Pipeline. Go to www.montway.com/WS to learn more. And then you win the national championship in the NWA. You're in that position too. You could
Chase Tyrus,
defend
absolutely.
it for a little bit, and then it's time to go for the
Tyrus
NWA World Heavyweight title. Yeah,
that's what I said. That's what I said previously on a Instagram Live with Joe. I said, wouldn't it be cool if it's done? If I held both titles at the same time, that would be pretty cool. So, but one step at a time, man. I got to get past two bulldozers first. So
sure. And how do you feel just about the growth of the NWA since you've been involved? Because it really does seem to be picking up the momentum and just growth overall in pro wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, what a great time for professional wrestling, but yeah, all around, man. Like I said earlier, we have the right guy in the driver's seat, and one of the things that really motivated me and I was driven to be a part of this was you look outside of what WPC have done, Billy Corgan, what he's done in the music industry.
Sure.
And how his journey there. Yeah, his journey there. They kind of went through the trenches too in the beginning. You know what I mean? But he just stuck to his true self. He stuck to his passion, and they just did what they did, and they believed in themselves, and it carried on to what now what, a 30+ year career, and
Yeah.
all the ups and downs of his career. And then now to have the privilege of, it was pretty cool, man, when I got to when we got to tour in Mexico with him, and then to see him, that's my boss in his element as, the lead
Yeah.
singer for the Smashing Pumpkins, and just
That
sold out arenas.
yeah,
It's
that
like,
that show's available on YouTube right now. Part of The World is a Vampire.
yeah,
You guys in Mexico against some of the AAA stars. That's a tremendous event. And you guys packed the stadium. It had to feel
holy
really,
shit.
really good seeing those two worlds combined because you got the Smashing
Yes.
Pumpkin show, then you guys.
Yeah. See, that's what was cool about it, man, is just to see the two elements come together and just to see how much it meshed, and just walking out to that amount of people and to just hear the crowd, and then back to him, it's just the people that go crazy for him, and just to really soak it in that this is all because he believed in himself, just get down to it, besides the obviously the talent and this, what, the things he has to be who he is. It all comes down and boils down to he believed in who he was, and he just stuck to his grits. And that's what the NWA has. So when we won the tag titles, NWA is obviously very relevant in the industry, but to see its growth from just just the houses that we've had in different cities,
Hmm.
we went to, a few hundred. Now it's thousands. And, now it's, Mexico was shit. I don't even know how many thousands of people were there. And, the festivals that we're doing around the world. And then, doing the pay-per-views that we've done previously to the NWA in St. Louis, everything's been sold out. So it's like doing sold out houses and shows. It's really cool to see the growth and to really get behind, what Billy's doing, because you can you can see it,
Hmm.
especially, for guys like myself that have been there a while, to where you're seeing the growth for yourself, and you're not just getting fed bullshit. It's like, okay. And he's always, his mind is just always going for something else, as is ours, so it's really cool to be a part of. He's a great guy to just sit down and chat with. That's another thing, man. He's very approachable, but he also will tell you no when he feels it's not, the right thing. So again, man, it's just a great place to be. And then, our locker room, as far as the talent, you look at any other roster right now, even the WWE, AEW, Impact. I mean, we are a huge in size and in diversity. Like everyone, there's no there's no clones, so to say. You know what I mean? Everyone has a
Sure.
unique style. Everyone's like very unique in what they do. So everyone that walks the aisle is you know 31 flavors of ice cream, man. The fans can get behind whoever they want, and I just think it's great, man. And then when the bell rings, it's like you said earlier, it's hard ass hitting wrestling, man.
Hmm.
You know, everyone that goes out there puts in 100%. Not just the guys, the girls. The girls are like, I'm gonna go on record saying it. They're like, I truly believe they're the best in the world. You look at Camille. I mean, look at her stint now as the
Sure.
NWA World's Women's Champion.
The
I mean, like,
one-time
one
NWA Women's
time,
Champion over
man,
800 days.
and again with her growth, and then again just with, just the whole locker room, man. It's everyone's getting their confidence. Everyone's coming into their own, and I think it's just a great time to be an NWA fan, and to know and to feel and understand that it's only going to get better. It's huge, man. It's a place to be right now.
And I have to think too that you guys, yourself, the other competitors in the ring, you do get a little extra momentum when there is a packed house, and especially
Oh,
something like the Chase, a small, not small, but it's a ballroom. I mean, it's not an arena, but it's going to be packed, and the people want to be there. The people are intense. They're into everything. That has to be a huge momentum boost for you, especially coming out of the COVID period where
oh
you were
man,
wrestling in front of empty studios.
that's the thing too, man. It's like, you know, being blessed and having the opportunity to wrestle during COVID was awesome, but it definitely was like, it was so different, man. Going out there and trying to turn it on, and have matches with nobody there, because the energy that you get from the fans it's it's like I like to say, it's your drug, man. It's what gets you going. You
Yeah.
walk out the curtain and you hear that reaction, and you get the energy from the fans, and it gets you just more like, okay, and at the end of the day, we're entertainers, so to have the fans back and have the fans there, it's 1000% different, man. Everything hurts a little less, when they're there,
Hmm.
getting slammed and thrown around in an empty arena, you definitely feel it a little bit more. But yeah, just to have a packed house and to come out to that aura is it's awesome, man. It's a great feeling. It's why we do what we do. We entertain them, and little do they know they give us that entertainment tenfold. So it's cool.
Well, and hey, just to kind of wind it down, we're here on Wrestling With. You can subscribe on YouTube and follow it, and also see it on the Fired Up Network. Go to the championship round here. Got our dealership rescue title belt for you. Just a few quick questions to wind it down.
Let's do it.
Historic venue, the Chase Ballroom. Started wrestling from the Chase back in 1959. So, related question: what's your favorite all-time wrestling match? What wrestling match did you see that got you going, saying, "Hey, I want to do this"?
Well, my grandmother in the San Francisco area used to be the head of security at the Cow Palace.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, obviously her children, which is my dad and all his brothers, were the security guards at the Cow Palace. So I used to go to all the events, all of them, circus,
Hmm.
wrestling, all this and that. And then as I got older, I didn't want to go to anything else but the wrestling matches. And the one match that I can remember when my grandmother surprised me and dad surprised me with a front row seat, I finally got to sit in the front row, was
Uh-huh.
when I saw Ultimate Warrior wrestle Papa Shango. And that was the moment for me when, as a kid, when I remember when I saw Ultimate Warrior stand right in front of me, shake the ropes and get in the corner, and it was right in front of me, and he did his thing, and I just remember
Yeah.
looking at my dad and saying, I want to do this. Like, that's going to be me one day. And so that's the memory that goes to my head when I think when it first initially clicked for me, was that very moment, is when I saw Ultimate Warrior and Papa Shango wrestle front row in the Cow Palace.
Great. Good memory. And Cow Palace, big venue.
Yes. Yeah.
NWA, AWA, WWF. Yeah.
I used all of them,
All
man.
sorts of matches from there. What about your favorite place to wrestle? What was your favorite venue you've been able to wrestle in? You've been all around the world.
Uh, Obviously, the Chase is one historically for that. And then two, another one historically would be the Corcoran Hall in New Japan.
Sure.
And then I've been blessed to wrestle a lot of places, man. And then for me, just as a fan and just doing my studies and watching guys that I study from, was obviously the ECW arena in Philly. That
Hmm.
was that was a big one for me too, to be able to walk that aisle and be in the back and just understand that, damn, ECW, fucking all the guys have been here and done that. And to be able to go there and to get the Philly crowd riled up, chanting "F you Kratos" and doing all the good stuff there, that was definitely a cool moment for me. So it'd probably be out of those three, man. For me, I can't
All good
really just
venues.
pick one.
And then just to wind it down here, because we're coming up on the end, but coming up on the 26th, day one of the two-day NWA 75, the 75th anniversary show from the historic Chase in St. Louis. Winner take all for the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. The Thrillbilly Silas Mason, Odinson, and our guest, Kratos. After you win the national title, Kratos, who do you want to defend it against first?
Tyrus, EC3, whoever
Iris.
wins.
There you go.
So I'm pulling out
Go
the big
right,
guns, baby.
go right to
Go
the
right
top
to it.
and
Why
be
not?
two belt Kratos. Hey, I know you're
Yeah, I like
pulling
that. Two
aside
belt
some,
Kratos.
yeah,
Yeah. I might have
taking
to
some
steal
time out of the
that.
gym. You're getting ready. You're getting pumped up for the match. Of course, everybody here watching on the Fired Up Network or YouTube, you can go ahead and find it. Just search the NWA. all the information is out there. And if you're in the area, St. Louis, you can go see the event at the Chase. Thanks for stepping into the ring on Wrestling with Sales. Really appreciated you having you on and talking about the NWA. And if you need some cars transported, if you're at a dealership and you're watching, our friends at Montway Auto Transport, they can deliver the cars to you just like Kratos is going to deliver the National Heavyweight title to the fans of the National Wrestling Alliance this week. You can go find them at www.montway.com/WS and find out more just by watching the show. Kratos, thanks a lot and best of luck coming up this Saturday.
Thank you, my man. Thank you for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
Pick up another belt. Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Brother.